Welcome back, everybody. We're about to hop into our third and final adventure of the evening. We have a mid-tier adventure to finish out. Very exciting. The adventure is one that I've entitled The Carnival of Souls, Cirque du Soleil, which I'm very excited about. But as always, before I do that, we're going to introduce our characters. So, without further ado, uh, first we have in the lineup here characters that you likely at this point all know very well. But we have Fawkes. Fawkes, how are you?
Where am I? Oh,
The answer to that question, and there is a very clear answer, is in the far distant north of the Candy Kingdom. Fox, what are you doing in the Candy Kingdom?
oh my God! I don't know, to be honest. I've been summoned a lot recently
Really?
since opening, because I've just been adventuring all over the.
So it's just sort of a
So it's
whirlwind of destinations for Fox sakes.
yes, to be honest, it's like going to all these, different parallel realities and all this
Mhm.
stuff. I have to deal with, doing all sorts of quests, changing systems. Apparently, there's different magics, but we're in DnDTime. That's pretty good.
Yes, it seems like
It's good to be
it's a
back
lot
in
to
a
take
familiar
in.
place.
Yeah, no, this is the land of D&D time, of course, where you stand, where you always are. There's no other. Well,
What?
you would tell us if there were other worlds, right?
What? Oh no.
Okay, yeah, the land of D&D time is all that there is, right?
Oh, of course, of course.
Okay,
There's
yeah,
just
don't
different
don't scare me
versions
like
of
that.
that.
Oh, okay, yes,
I
I
don't
can live
know.
with that. That's fine. Um, but Spox. So you stand now in the kind of the precipice of the Big Rock Candy Mountains near the base, and so you just kind of did you just fall here out of your the rift where the heavens were cut?
Yeah, actually, I'm filling in for the other Fox who's supposed to be here today.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know what's going on.
And does Fox always land out of the rift that was where the heavens were cut? Does he always do the 3-point superhero landing when he comes down, or is it clumsier?
Depends on if
Yeah, I
what
guess it would be.
situation I was in when
Yeah, it would depend on
when I was getting.
Cowboy Fox would be different uh, than say just the one true king. But Fox, it is good to have you, nonetheless, regardless of what form you appear to us in. Um, Next up, we have.
By the way,
Oh wait, go ahead. Last one.
today I'm the Ruby Ranger.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. How could you are dressed, of course, for the Carnival of Souls? It's a festive time, and to see you in the costume of the well-known figures, the Power Rangers, which I believe are is as a the was the Ruby Ranger. Was he the Beastmaster Ranger or the Gloomstalker Ranger? Which one was he?
Oh, actually, I'm the Scarlet Ranger. Hold on.
Oh, okay, you,
No,
you
am I
can
the?
get back to me on that one later. Uh, Next
I'm
up,
red.
yeah, you're red. Next up, we have Selcress of House Ishal, or Selcress of the Frozen Cown. I said Cown, but of course I meant Crown. Selcress, how are you?
Trick or treat.
Let's,
Also, the only correct answer is treat.
uh, well, Selcress, of course, in the land of D&D time, there is no trick-or-treating. There's only scare or snacking.
I want a treat. Give me a treat.
What kind of horrible economy are you trying to establish here where people just have to give you something and there's no sort of terrible...
The correct economy
There's
for
no sort of
me.
no sort of terrible gauntlet of fear that you have to walk to in order to receive a delicious snack.
Well, obviously, I shouldn't have to go through a gauntlet. That's everyone else.
But
Everyone else
imagine-
gets
but
tricked,
imagine
and I
when you-
get treats.
I mean,
It's simple, really.
how can I argue with Selcress of the Frozen Crown? The answer is I can't argue with you. I suppose a treat it is. And Selcress, what brings you to the Big Rock Candy Mountains today? In search of treats, perhaps, or any particular reason that you're here?
Well, I'm here to get treats, but I'm also here to look at a specific sort of ice cream for my castle. There's a bit that I need to fix, and it needs some stickiness, and if you want to come for super sticky things, you go to the Candy Rock Mountains.
I mean, that is absolutely true. But Selcress, what's your favorite type of candy?
Something sour things.
Fair enough.
You know, the kind of melts your mouth sort of sour. Not like melt in your mouth, but actually melt your mouth.
Oh, the kind of like the warheads is what you're referring to.
Yeah, but more. More.
Oh, geez. Okay. Just sort of whatever the chemical is that is just what sour is to some. Just that kind of in a candy. Well, fair enough, Selcress.
She poses in her costume and flares her cape.
What do you think of this?
I mean, that's a pretty radical costume, Selcress. What are you dressed up as?
I'm the reddest ranger.
So you're also a Red Ranger?
Yes, but I'm the reddest.
Yes, you're the redder than Fawkes is Red Ranger, or the Crimson Ranger, I think is what Fawkes also said. There's a couple, or the Ruby Ranger. There was a couple floating around, but Selcress, welcome. Next up, we have the Silver Hierophant. We have Lance Silverblood. How are you, Lance?
I suppose I can't complain. What about you, Pete?
Oh, I'm doing very well. How's the family?
Pretty good. Elysia has been on a bit of a roll with her adventures, having fun with that.
Mm-hmm. You must be very proud of how Elysia has really thrived among Bartholomew's adventuring troupe.
Indeed I am. I was a bit worried about her at first. Coming in, they're all manna, but then Bartholomew's troupe, but she seems to have found her place among them.
Well, Lance, I have a question for you. What brings you, you in particular, to the Big Rock Candy Mountains today? What were you doing in the region when the kind of the notification went out?
Well, originally I was planning on just taking a bit of time off after finally getting that order ready for Roderick, but then I saw Kurogan and Selcress headed up this way and figured we might as well make a day of it. Now we've found Fawkes, and it looks like we're on official business now, so I suppose that day off will have to wait.
Well, I suppose it will. And, of course, Lance, I see that you're also in costume here. Do my eyes deceive me?
No, indeed. I knew we were going Ranger aesthetic, and it'd be so embarrassing if we had yet another Red Ranger, but no. I am the much more, shall we say, specialized Blood Orange Ranger, as Lance kind of turns and gives a flick of his red cape.
Ooh. I like that slight variation on the theme, although still really a very reddish ranger, it would seem that you are.
It's all about the various ranger timelines. You know how that high-tier magic works in old legends.
Yes. I don't know a ton about that, but I'm sure that's someone that Fawkes, that's something that Fawkes might be able to wrap.
That's what I was saying.
Yes. So many different timelines. But Lance, it is good to have you back once more. I'm always reassured of the calming presence of Souleil whenever you're here. And last but not least, needs no introduction, but I will do one anyway. Kurogan the Great and Powerful, how are you?
Okay, everyone. Oh, nice costume.
So, Kurogan, you are. Well, I guess we'll begin with. Are you perchance wearing a costume as well, Kurogan?
Oh, of course. So you see that Kurogan is actually just painted all red, even his armor and his cape.
Just with paint, like regular, like that you would put on a wall.
It looks like it was magically applied.
Yes.
So it's like his scales are actually turned red. Even his golden cape is turned red.
Well, Kurogan, it would seem that you dressed as the Red Ranger here today.
No, I am not the Red Ranger. I'm a Crimson Ranger.
Oh, you are the Crimson Ranger. So Fawkes was the Ruby Ranger, and then there's the Blood Orange Ranger and the Reddest Ranger.
Yes,
but,
of course.
Scarlet Ranger.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were the Ruby Ranger, the Scarlet Ranger. My apologies.
You cannot get those confused.
Is this a coincidence, or did you all plan this? I guess. Oh, go ahead, Kurogan.
There was the Ranger aesthetic that we agreed on, but I guess we all thought we were going to be a Red Ranger.
I just assumed that we were going to be different colors.
That was something that maybe you should have planned before time, but what are you going to do? Kurogan, what brings you to the frozen north today?
Right.
Oh, I actually came here to collect a package for Cho'Gall.
Oh, what is Cho'Gall having picked up?
Well, it's a certain set of secret materials that I'm not allowed to discuss. It's for his next book.
Well then, I mean, I don't want any spoilers. I look forward to reading Chodgal's new books every time they come out. So, I definitely don't want to learn too much about it beforehand. But maybe just like the tiniest of sneak preview. Maybe just like what one word in the title is, one key word in the title is.
Well,
If you can't, I
unfortunately, I
understand.
can't. I am
Okay.
sworn by spell to not tell, so...
Oh, I understand. And
Oh, but he did give me this thing that I could borrow while I was up here. Some weird amalgamation of blades. But you know what? It's cool enough.
oh, you must have one of the Frankenblades that
Yes.
I've been seeing a lot of people wielding around the land of DnDTime. Effective weapons, certainly. But Kurogan, I welcome you. Oh, well, one last question, Kurogan. How's the wedding planning?
Oh, everything is actually quite well. We have a location set. It was a faraway beach, a far away beach from all of this, well, uniqueness, I will call it.
Yes, the land of DnDTime is far from serene, I would certainly say.
Yeah, so we decided to go quite far. Like, I'm talking another dimension.
Well, Kurogan, I hope that everything goes well.
Oh, but
Nonetheless.
DM Pete, I wanted to hand you this personally. He hands you an invitation.
Just
He reaches out of the space and hands you.
Kurogan, that's so sweet. Yeah, of course, I'd be honored. I'll absolutely be there.
Great! I will see you there then.
Yes, I look forward to seeing you, Kurogan. And with that, let us begin our adventure. On the word, a word that I know that many of you trust near implicitly, the word of Clinton Slaughtermurder. Apparently, some of your fellow adventurers have received word that a figure known as the Fugitive is hiding out somewhere within the Big Rock Candy Mountains. And this individual is a fairly renowned and competent information broker.
Okay.
This person apparently has a lead on how one could get to Bartholomew within the Plane of Nightmares, as some of your other adventurers have learned that it is called.
Are we sure we don't want to leave him to rot?
That is, I suppose, a decision to make. But up until this point, you have not made it. As where we begin, you have sort of found, you stand outside in the cold. You're very high up in the Big Rock Candy Mountains. The wind sort of rages outside. This is probably the highest up into this mountain range that you've ever been. The sweet kind of ice cream, it's a bad combination of very sticky and very cold. And yeah, that is where our adventure begins, is you just kind of braving this blizzard. And you see on the side of the mountain around the area where Clinton Slaughtermurder told you it would be, an opening in the mountainside. A cave well concealed by kind of a large white boulder that seems to be melting the ice cream, but concealed in such a way as so not to make the cave entrance obvious, but the cave is there.
Guys, do you think that is where we are supposed to be going?
I mean,
How many of the weirdly enchanted hidden caves have we crossed?
Well, if you ask me personally, he starts counting on his claws.
yeah, we've
Probably the 15th.
been
Yes.
across a couple, and you know, a little.
But none of those were this extraordinary. I mean, 15 is a lucky number, isn't it? Or is that
No.
30?
No, I thought Gemmary's was a lot better, but
Yeah,
Well,
not
anyway, I suppose we should keep going. Into a cave, maybe?
all right, up, Kurogan.
Of course. Kurogan lifts Selcress upon his shoulders.
Lance also,
soundtrack.
Lance, to make full use of his super dope hat, will continue to fly at the very least 8 inches above the ground at any given point.
Okay, very good.
Kurogan. Up,
Yes.
up. Up.
Okay. I just hold him on my other shoulder.
That's a very funny image. Kurogan, the towering Fox 6, who's pretty large. Fox 6 is on the big side, I assume, right?
Fox! Up! Coming up!
All right, and then Selcress climbs again one more layer up on top of Fox, who is on top of Kurogan.
Yeah, Tower of Power.
Lance will
Yeah!
fly
Mission A.
Red Rangers, go!
Lance flies up right above Selcress.
Let's go, Power Rangers.
What do you have to do with this, Lance?
Yeah, well, climb up. You can be even higher if you want.
Okay, here we go.
All right,
Red Rangers, go!
you form the ultimate Tower of Power in a Kurogan, Fox, Lance, Selcress vertical formation. Selcress, it's actually, you're a little bit too high. You're kind of scraping the top of the cave occasionally, and you have to like crouch down a little bit on top of Lance's head, as it's not very large. And you begin kind of moving into the cave. The sound of the howling wind fades into the background as you step closer and deeper, and it's a fairly it's a fairly just sort of normal seeming cave that you're walking through until you reach a point ahead where there is a curtain.
It's down.
You know, I'm remembering something. Something about a man behind the curtain who says, "Pay no attention to man behind the curtain." But I don't remember where from.
So do we pay attention?
I was going to say, the curtain before you, it's very elaborate and ornate, sort of patterns of kind of stars and moons. It's very kind of theatrical looking. The fabric of itself matches that of your clothes, a crimson red.
Oh, I see. So it is clearly for me, because I am the cringe.
Oh, yes, of course.
I am going to tear it down.
All right, you go and kind of go to grab onto the curtain and rip it downwards. And as you do, your hands just kind of... as it appears to be cloth, but it is made of what seems like solid steel, is the way it sounds. As your claws kind of rake over it, kind of some sparks kind of come out. And the curtain is completely unbudging. It seems odd because it looks like it's, to a degree, the bottom of it, with like some of the little bits of wind that are still trailing it in, it brushes a little bit and moves, but it doesn't seem to allow your entry. And to your side, you can see a small plaque.
Let me see if I can read this.
Which, as you read, of course, it says to you, or it doesn't say to you, you read, "Leap or jump or polonaise, or two-step in with feet ablaze. Demonstrate, don't speak a phrase, if you wish to peek. So spin or twirl or sashay or waltz, and worry not about your faults, or curtains close will surely halt the knowledge that you seek."
Guys, I think it wants us to dance. Or perform or something. All I know is it wants us to tippy-tap our little feetsies.
Dance. All we have to do is the Red Ranger transformation together. Let's get started, guys.
Yes, let's go!
Silcrest starts
transform
dramatically
so
dancing.
So you guys are doing like this aloud. Can you
Who's
describe to me what the exact sequence is? Just do it. Go ahead. Go
It's
crazy.
a totem pole of dance.
Okay, so Kurogan, are you kind of like just like totem pulling them into the curtain as you guys dance?
Yes.
Yes, and Selcress is forming her arms into a triangle, being like,
Yes, Red Ranger.
What's everyone's preferred dance move? Does everyone prefer?
Kurogan's basically doing the Russian oopla.
Oh,
Because
wonderful.
his
That's
hands are kind of busy.
Is that the legs kind of kicking out as you walk?
Yep.
Wonderful. What about you, Lance?
Lance is doing a very weird, interpretive, slow dance that has very intense emphasis with oos and ahs.
That's great. And what was your dance again, Fox? Not Fox 6.
Cast light, so make sure we have some appropriate glare.
Of course.
For the flare of the situation.
Lance also
And mine involves flipping my cape because it is super stylish. Flip!
Are you going to use said cape at this time?
Mhm.
Each of you gains 14 temporary hit points. And feel yourself emboldened as the cape kind of leads through. And Kurogan, sure enough, as you dance your way through this curtain, you emerge into a hallway on the other side. It no longer appears to be a cave. The space that you're in is much wider. Selcress, you're no longer kind of bumping your head. And oh my god, Fawkes, you are the highlight of this dance tower as you move through. I mean, you're certainly accepted as any dancing would have been, but Fawkes, all eyes are fixated on you as you pass through, and there are certainly eyes as you move through. The hallway widens, and on pedestals of varying heights, lining kind of either side of the hallway, there are what appear to be skulls of a large variety of creatures kind of resting on pedals, and as you kind of walk past, a lot of them are saying things like, "Yay! Hooray! Great job! Good show! Wonderful! That's incredible!" And just really praising, in particularly, you hear a lot of comments about oh yes, that Scarlet one certainly got the stuff, doesn't he? And a variety of different kind of statements that these things are making about you, all kind of praising you as you walk through, until you, as you're moving down this space, the walls are kind of this purple material, and it's just purple. Like, it doesn't look like wood, it doesn't look like stone. It's just kind of a matte purple that is in this space. It's definitely odd. The space is lit as well by, on the kind of ceiling above you, the ceiling is lit by kind of this starlight pattern that sheds light down on top of you. It's fairly comforting, probably, for you, Lance. You continue onward until you reach another curtain in front of you, and in front of that there is another one of these pedestals with a skull on it, and as you get to there, the skull looks at you. Could I have your names, please?
I'm the Scarlet Ranger.
Yes, all of you?
I am the Reddest Ranger.
The Reddest Ranger, the Scarlet Ranger, yes, lovely, absolutely lovely.
I am the Crimson Ranger.
The Crimson Ranger, yes, and you?
I am the Blood Orange Ranger.
The Blood Orange Ranger. Okay, and that's...
And together, we are the Power Ranger!
Ha!
That skull is kind of leaning down and looking at something in front of it. You see a page turn on a little kind of ledger in front of them, another page turn. I am not seeing that you have a meeting with the Fugitive today. Did you have an appointment?
Try looking under Selcress of House Ishal.
A Selcress of House Ishal. Using an alias, I understand. And flips through the leaflets a couple more times. I am not seeing anything.
Do you know who I am?
You are Selcress of House Ishal. Of course, I am familiar with the House of Ishal. It's a very powerful drow house. And, well, frankly, we would love to have business with House Ishal. Unfortunately, well, if you don't have an appointment with the Fugitive, he is not going to see you.
What does
We
it
must
take
see the Fugitive.
Yeah, what's it take to see him?
Well, nothing. It's a fairly absolute doctrine. If the Fugitive doesn't want to see you and does not have plans for it, then, well, then he doesn't have plans for it. I mean, if you want, I can go inquire.
Well, let's see. Tell me something, Mr. Skeleton Man. How would he feel if the entirety of the world was destroyed?
Well, the Fugitive is a very powerful individual. I have no doubt that if the entire world is destroyed, the Fugitive will be just fine. I mean, he's certainly escaped more
But
dangerous
his customers
situations.
won't be.
No customers, no real power.
Listen, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm happy. I'm happy to go and speak with the Fugitive for you, and see if he would be willing to meet with you. Like I said,
Please
his
do.
schedule is actually fairly clear today. I don't know
Mhm, mhm.
precisely.
Let him know that the sake of the world is at stake as Bartholomew has been captured.
That is the Bartholomew,
Yes, the Bartholomew.
Yeah,
captured by.
some nightmare people.
Yeah,
Have you
Nightmare
heard of
Court
the
or something
Nightmare
like
Realm?
that. Something Nightmare Court. End of the
see-
world.
The Nightmare Court. Yes, we are familiar with the Nightmare Court. Oh, very well. I will go speak with our manager, our patron, what have you. And you see, from behind the pedestal, a hand reaches up and kind of grabs the skull, puts it on the head, and what is now a fully formed skeleton kind of disappears behind the curtain, and you are left for a brief moment to wait.
Don't make us wait like this. Who do they think we are?
Not
Uh,
important, apparently. We're
you're-
the Power Rangers. Come on.
Clearly, Power Rangers stance.
And you can hear some kind of music, just kind of playing some very kind of light, some very light guitar being strummed that just kind of comes from everywhere around you in the space. It is a kind of a pleasant area to wait, and all of these skulls in the area keep on just sort of kind of complimenting you and sort of praising your, just praising you. It's very very flattering. Admiring. All of them seem to have like heard of your titles and stuff. Like, Kurogan, I've never met a dragonborn more great and powerful. And then another one just, fuck's sakes, the sword that cuts the heavens. He could cut anything with that sword, and things of that nature is all very kind of obvious. And some time passes, and you hear that music suddenly comes to a stop, and you hear, instead of that music, a voice. It sounds like the voice of the creature that just left. I'm afraid that the Fugitive will not be meeting with you at this time.
And why is that?
The Fugitive has insisted that you leave immediately. He has a lot of things going on right now. He's very busy. He's not
I
concerned.
call
with
BS.
He is not concerned with your paltry end of the world, schemes.
Fox,
concerns.
break down the door. We tried doing this nice.
Yep, time to get angry.
And
Kurogan also going to help break down door.
and you kind of go forward, and it's another one of those curtains in front of you.
Oh, I'm still dancing. I haven't
Oh,
stopped.
okay, wonderful. And as you kind of go to dance into this curtain, for a second it sort of moves out of your way, and then like freezes in place as if the passwords change, sort of. So there's a little bit of space at the bottom of it where you started to dance out, but they no longer seem to be allowing entry in that particular manner through the curtain. And you watch as some of the skulls that were standing around the room just, I'm afraid you can't go many further. And from you watch as 4 of those skulls nearest you all alight at once and are wreathed in flames as a whole bunch of flame skulls appear. I'd like you all to roll initiative.
Yeah, that doesn't
Yeah,
intimidate me
great.
at all.
Every time we go somewhere nice to stop the end of the world, it's like this.
Every time. It is so annoying.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is a
like
precisely
the
a can't have nice
15th
things
time?
situation.
that we have had to save the world and we have had ungrateful people.
All right. The skulls kind of light up, and that is going to bring us to Lance Silverblood with the big crit. Lance, you are the first to act in this instance as all of these skulls begin fighting at once. What do you do?
We seem to be a bit busy with this curtain. Could you please leave, if you would be so kind? As I would like to make each of them give me that sweet wisdom save.
Ooh. One of them succeeds. The other three, they're all like, such a powerful spell! Incredible, lads! Ah! And they all kind of run away and start kind of flying away, the three that are forced to do so, as you channel your divinity. That is going to then bring us in, or do you have a bonus action?
That'll do it for now.
That is going to bring us to Fawkes. What do you want to do, Fawkes?
Like I was doing earlier, I'm gonna do one more transformation, do some like air kung fu, and wave my arms in the round and clench my fist. Scarlet Ranger, final transformation.
And what do you?
Radiant Soul.
Okay, yeah, you activate your Radiant Soul. The wings spread out behind you, and Fawkes now flies. That is going to bring us next in the initiative to, I believe, or do you have a bonus action, Fawkes? Oh, Sanctuary, but of course.
Sanctuary. And I will just stand up in the sky imposingly with my arms crossed. Oh, finishing my transformation.
What's the play?
Oh, Kurogan is just getting right into the action. He pulls out his sword and shield, and he's going to slicey slice Skullboy.
All right.
Slicey 1.
That one hits. You're gonna do force damage with that?
Yes.
What kind of regular damage are you doing with it?
Probably bludgeoning.
Okay. Yeah, you hit with one of the kind of like chunks of a side of a hammer that's on the blade and crash into it. Yeah, definitely hits.
And then another slice. Weak sauce on that other one.
All right, yeah. You slam it down into the. You kind of slam it down into one of the skulls, and it shatters and explodes on the second impact. And at this point, anything else on your turn?
No, that is it for me.
You watch as that kind of skeleton that was leaving before the other three. That was only one that kind of resisted being turned. So the other three are just kind of running away, just very frightened of Lance's holy light at the moment. And then you watch as that skull that had kind of left before the skeleton kind of lifts up underneath the curtain and looks just, excuse me, what is going on? And as he enters back into the space, is going to, I need all of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I'm great at these. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all.
That is not bad at all.
Scarlet Aura! I give you +3.
Yeah,
Okay.
everyone is going to succeed on that one and take half damage from this cast of the fireball spell.
Does that mean even less damage for me because I have resistance?
You have the half with your resistance.
Quarter damage!
Yes, you take 1/4 damage, so everyone takes 15 points of damage except for Kurogan, who takes only 7 points of damage. As the fireball kind of explodes into the space, and this new skeleton comes in. I told you have to go! The fugitive's not going to leave with you!
Too bad we're meeting him now.
That's going to bring us to Selcress. What's going to be Selcress?
Well, that's too bad, because I'd like to meet with him. So you're going to let us meet with him. Okay.
And she's going to snap her fingers, and 2 icy eldritch blasts are gonna come out of them. And she'll fire them at the skeleton that came out, and that's +2 to both of those.
The 23 does hit, of course. The 9 never hits, but the 23 does hit for 9 cold damage.
Yep.
As the Eldritch Blast slaps into him, and he just goes, "Oh, stop it, please! Take the hint! It's not even a hint, it's a command!"
No one commands Selcress of the Frozen Crown! Levi, get him!
That's going to, oh wait, Levi.
Yeah.
Attack roll. 15 would hit, except he shields! And you watch as a kind of an arcane sphere appears out around the skull right as Levi's about to hit, blocking Levi's stinger. Anything else on your turn?
No.
That is going to bring us back around to the top of the initiative. That would be Lance Silverblood.
I will take my flight a little bit more up, go fly,
Ceiling's
dashing.
about 20 feet, so yeah.
I will be right under the ceiling as I dash forth towards our boy that got the nat 20 on that save.
That one's already dead.
Oh, okay.
Kurogan killed that one in one
I
round.
missed that part. In that case, I will dash over to our new boy and just...
Alright.
It's called Blood Orange for a reason, as I thrust
jeez.
forth with my Crescent Moon Blade.
Alright, a 24 definitely hits. And nice rolls, guys. For a total of 15 points of damage, you slice into the creature. The skull kind of cracks and breaks a little bit. It is actually down with that. Yeah, the skull kind of just shatters into a bunch of pieces. And he goes, "I told you, get out of!" And that was the last thing that skeleton ever says. With that, there are 3 frightened skeletons that are running away from you. Do you just let them run away in fright, or do you guys clean them up? Because I think with the 8 rounds that you get to do that, it's pretty trivial.
They become unfrightened if they take damage.
Oh, in that case, then never mind. It's not completely trivial. The next to act is Fawkes. What do you want to do?
Sacred Scarlet Sword, I summon you! And just I pull out a handle, and seemingly ignoring the conservation of mass, just the sword comes out of nowhere.
Absolutely.
From the hilts. And I cast Sacred Weapon.
All right. Your weapon glows with a holy light. Are you going to charge after the skulls that are kind of fleeing from Lance?
Yeah, I will use my bonus action to activate my Greaves of War and burn
course.
Scarlet.
How fast are you?
60 feet.
Okay. They have a speed of 40, so you're actually a little bit behind them at the moment as they're running away.
Alright.
They're outstripping you a bit in speed at the moment as they have to dash. That is going to bring us next in the initiative back to Kurogan.
Well, okay. I suppose that since they can't really hit me right now, I'm just going to speak the command word "fly," and I spread out giant red wings.
Ah, yes, but of course, the wings are naturally painted red as well, as you fly after them. How fast are you?
I am also 60 feet.
Is that with dash, or does the wings are flying?
60 feet without dash.
Okay, so it's the action to activate.
It's an action to activate, and
Okay.
The rest of is movement towards them.
All right, you're right up next to Fawkes. That's going to bring us to their turn, where they continue to run away from y'all. That's then going to bring us to Selcress. What do you want to do?
The skeleton that Selcress fired at earlier is destroyed now?
Yes, only 3 remain, and they're all terrified and running away because of the Turn the Unholy.
Okay,
I guess, Levi, you don't need to strain yourself for this one. Let's see.
Are any within close proximity of each other?
They are, they're all just kind of adjacent. The kind of space that you're in isn't wide enough to allow them any other kind of, yeah.
Then she's gonna use a free cast of Ice Knife.
All right, go ahead and, you already made your attack roll. Definitely hits. Roll damage.
Okey-doke.
It strikes into one of the skulls, and then the ice shards spread out around them. And as it hits them all, they all kind of, or actually they have to make dex saves. They take half on a successful?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so they all kind of, as it hits them, turn around and look around, and they all just go, "Incredible Ice Knife, but we're coming for you!"
Well, that's a shame, because Levi's also coming for you. Red Ranger minion, go!
The skulls are extremely far away at this point. Oh wait, actually, the Ice Knife would not have been in range. You would have had to have moved up really far to do that. Do you want to move, your full...
I thought I was on Lance.
Yeah, Lance is right at the kind of podium section. I'll say that for the sake of it, since I already messed
Yeah,
up on
it's
it, that it's already happened. But technically, you should have been able to throw the ice knife there.
Sorry.
So, yeah, no, it's my fault too. Levi, you just gotta have Levi rush after them alongside
Yeah.
of Fawkes and Kurogan. Great.
Yeah,
So
pretty
Levi
much.
dashes that way, and that brings us to the top of the initiative. Lance, it is you once more. They are no longer affected by your. They are no longer affected by your frighten.
A flying lance shall begin flying forth towards them, 30 feet closer, and I have no good ranged attacks. Are they within 60 feet of us now that we've moved 30 feet closer?
They are 100 feet away from where Kurogan, and if you moved 60 feet closer to them, they'd be 100 feet away from you, as they've just been sprinting away.
Okay. Then I shall...
2 full rounds of 160 movement total.
Oh man, these are some fast boys. Then I shall come forth and... Yes, it is long. Fly forth up towards Kurogan and Fawkes as I unleash a guiding bolt at the one that was not struck by the ice knife.
All right, go ahead and make me an attack roll. A 16 would hit, but at the last moment, one of them throws up a force field in front of them, and the shield blocks the strike. The guiding bolt crashes into the wall. Anything else on your turn, Lance?
I do believe that will do it.
Okay. In that case, that brings us to Kurogan. What do you wish to do? Oh, no, I'm sorry. It should be Fawkes first.
Yeah.
Flying over Kurogan and Lance, I'll be like, Crimson Ranger! Blood Orange Ranger! After me! And I'll dash 60 feet towards them. I should be... I'll use the Greaves of War, not dash, but yeah.
60 feet puts you 20 feet away.
20 feet away, alright.
These are fast little
Then I will
guys.
just dash. Then I will dash over
Alright,
them.
yeah, so you're now in melee. And they're no longer running, they're looking to fight now. So they're right up next to these guys. Kurogan.
So sorry about the spoiler earlier, but I am going to fly 60 feet up with my normal fly movement, and then I'm going to throw a jar of bees at them with the sticky string, of course.
You throw a jar of bees at which one? The one that got hit by the ice knife?
It just whomever is closest. In this case, I guess got hit by the ice knife, but I mean, it continues for 1 minute, and anyone who is still around, it will attack. So
in that case, the bees fly out, and one of the flame skulls gets as the bees kind of fly out of the jar towards the creature. The flame skull just no, do not the bees, and the bees consume it. Some of the bees get burned up in fire, but everyone hates bees, and the flame skull falls to your jar of bees. But most busted item in DnDTime. That brings us next to that brings us next in initiative to the skulls themselves, which are just looking at you, Fawkes, and you're right in front of them. They're both just gonna cast a, and no one's grouped, so they're just gonna 3rd level magic missile you. That is 3
Sanctuary.
Oh yeah, they have to succeed on Sanctuary. Does that apply to spell casting?
If they target me, yeah.
In that case, what is...
My DC is 15.
I just wanted to read Sanctuary again, just so I know the exact mechanics on how the works. Yeah, can you just throw it up again for me? Or I see it, actually. I'm good. Choose a new
Attacker spell.
Okay, so it chooses a new target if they can. Okay, that's just what I wanted to see. Wisdom saving throw. 1 succeeds, and the other 11, I assume is not enough?
Nope, fail. 15 DC.
Alright, so, in that case, you have 17 force damage coming at you, and then Kurogan, you have 17 force damage coming at you. And that just happens as the flame skulls.
Shield.
Oh, and you shield it! The perfect counter! As you throw up your shield, the magic missiles bounce harmlessly off and into the walls, completely deflected. The automatic exchange, no rolls made, save damage. As we move on now to Selcress. Selcress, what do you wish to do?
How many skulls are left?
2 remain. Both of them have been damaged slightly by the ice knife, and bees are still swarming about them.
I'm gonna go get in range this time. About within 60 feet of them.
Alright. Yeah, you're good now. You can do that on this turn.
Okay, cool. And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast them.
Alright. Eldritch Blast!
Two.
23. 10 misses, but the 23 hits. Roll damage on
That's
it.
a 12, but because I have
12 still misses, unfortunately.
Okay.
But 12 points of damage, which, as it crashes into one of them, just, no!
Red
shatters.
Blaster! Pew!
And that brings us next, or anything else on your turn.
Levi.
Levi can go up and attack the other one.
Yep.
Levi would hit, but again, shield comes up in front of the skull, protecting him from the 15. Anything else? Anything else on your turn?
No!
One skull.
Stop blocking my red
The reddest ranger.
drone!
Oh yes. That brings us to Lance, the top of the initiative. What do you want to do?
Lance will fly forth where he is within 60 feet of them. Red, crimson, scarlet, blood orange. I appreciate your tenacity, but we aren't exactly a fan of someone yellow, as I cast Sacred Flame on them. Or
Dexterity
one of
saving
them.
throw.
Yes.
8 points of radiant damage as the radiant fire kind of appears around them. The kind of the light, the yellowish, I suppose, light of their kind of flames that come off of them. It kind of clashes with those for a brief moment, and the creature is nearly down, but it is not. As we move on to Fawkes 6, it is your turn. What do you wish to do?
Yeah, I got an idea. Red Ranger! I open my comms. I'll be like, don't worry, I've got them, I'll distract. I will move out of their reach briefly.
There's only one left. That'll provoke an opportunity attack. You cool with that?
Yeah.
Alright.
What do they have? Okay. He uses his reaction, and he has to make a wisdom save, so
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. The creature already used their reaction. You're right. To shield before. They can't do that.
Yeah, I was gonna use the opportunity to attack, so he wastes his reaction trying to attack me instead of shielding, so...
Yeah, well, he's
so
already
I
actually
could
shielded.
shoot them later. I guess the order doesn't allow for that. Alright, I'll just, smite him.
Alright, make an attack roll.
Kill him.
What's
15?
the plus 3? Oh, is that the sacred weapon? Okay, yeah. 15. 15 misses, actually.
What?
Second attack.
Right. Yeah, man. If that doesn't hit, the damage should just carry over. So, oop. Oh, shoot! 3 attacks.
Not twice, but the 20 definitely does hit. Also, why is it adding 4d6 to the bonus damage on the bottom?
Because it's the normal 2d6 plus the 2d6 from the Halloween.
Oh, it's a great sword.
Frankenstein.
Great sword. I'm following you. Okay. In that case, and then the 9 is all of your. Oh my god, you do so much damage. I'm always surprised. All right, yeah, you cut into it, and it is definitely dead. As you slash into the skull, and it just shatters into a million pieces. It just goes. You'll never get to meet the fugitive. And the final skull is slain, and you see a couple other skulls that were like thinking about coming alive over on the sides, and one of them was kind of like jiggling a little bit, and then it's just stops moving and is now just kind of playing dead.
I just glare at it.
I'll just throw,
It like looks
I'll
at
just
you.
throw them inside my knapsack. Yeah.
Just wait! No! As you toss them into the knapsack.
We need to talk to it, Fawkes.
All right, I'll take this one.
I'm herding the bees back into my jar.
Naturally, the bees return. And before you, when Kurogan kind of kicked the door open, he made enough of a gap for you guys to slip through and forward if you wish to do so.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a tight squeeze, especially for specifically Kurogan.
Can we just break like formation for just a little bit? I'm dying here.
Alright, fine.
Okay.
We'll take 5.
Right.
Are you guys gonna take the rarely seen, but very much beloved short rest?
Yeah, okay. I'll allow it.
I mean, if you guys want to, sure. But I'm just going to stand guard.
All right, you stand guard.
Is anyone vehemently hurt below half of their HP?
No.
I have only taken 7 damage, and I didn't even chip all the way through my temporary hit points.
Well, I
Let me
got
just roll some hit dice because.
For the sake of
I'm just gonna spend a hit die.
to use it before we lose it, I'll just look down the passageway and go boo to any of the remaining skulls as I try to turn undead once again, just for the
there's a couple of sneaky guys in there that end up running away from you, but for the most part, they are for the most part the ones that are there. There's just a lot of real skulls mixed in,
Everything is
all different
fine.
kinds. Very well. You guys take a brief moment to
I know,
roll whatever you're going to roll on that, and then we will proceed.
Well, I'm ready whenever everyone else is.
I already rolled my HP.
Very good. You dust yourselves off and step forward through the curtain, which I said you have to kind of like slide through and into a very large chamber that you now stand in. The room is circular. The walls on the outside of it are heavily decorated in things that are very kind of reminiscent of the it seems like there's like a heavy kind of Carnival of Souls theming to it, and there's a the inside of it is kind of black and orange stripes, creating something of like a carnival, or more than a carnival, more of a circus tent in this huge circular chamber that you walk into. Within the space, there are what appear to be hundreds and hundreds of skeletons sitting in kind of miscellaneous chairs in this sort of zone, and they're all just kind of staring at the open ring of what appears to be a circus ring that you're walking into. And as you kind of enter into the space, a spotlight that's coming down from above where the ceiling, you can't tell where it might just, there might not just not be a ceiling in this place because the ceiling is just kind of stars. And you can also see a distant moon lance high up above. And as you're kind of walking this place, a spotlight beams down from that moon onto 4 empty chairs sitting in the ring.
I think they want us to sit there.
Also, was it a full 6?
Also, because if it was, my wings are.
On the additionally on the far side of the room, you can see an open, like kind of a big. Just a big kind of square gap in the outside of the walls that seems to lead deeper in.
I mean, do you want to try to sit?
I mean,
He seemed quite vehement not to meet us. I don't imagine he'd come to see us if we sat.
I'm too tired to keep up this Red Scarlet Ranger shenanigans.
You can't give up
sure.
now.
In a very realistic
committed.
Fawkes is like, this has been a long day. I'm gonna drop the ranger. It's
I've
very
been
good.
sober long.
oh no, somebody can tell me some alcohol. He is too sober.
Wait, Fawkes, you can't be sober. This is the Carnival of Souls, and, we're of age. Here. Don't worry, I've got a flask. I pull out one of my 2 flasks and hand him a flask.
You grab yourself a drink, and what do you do? Do you kind of continue forward deeper into the space, or do you kind of go to the seats where you are directed?
After I finish his 2 flasks, I'll just down my copper flask. Continually drinking.
You take a quick drink. What's the play, guys?
I mean, maybe we could humor him and he might see.
Alright, I guess.
If it doesn't work, we can always just bust on the next door.
I suppose it would be bad to antagonize him.
Well,
Sure,
so you enter forward into the kind of into the space and go and take a seat at the 4 seats before you. And as soon as you sit down, instantly there is a reaction. And you begin to hear music kind of filtering in. And from that kind of opening that was on the far side of the room, you watch as figures start to emerge. You see 3 very large-looking, 3 very kind of large-looking zombies walk out, and they're all wearing kind of like ballerina-like clothing, and are very kind of dainty in the way they step in on tiptoes, and behind them you can see what appears to be an odd-looking and very sad-looking clown who walks in. The clown has like a really kind of like round belly with 5 arms on each side, and he's holding like juggling balls. And the head of the clown is not even like they roll in on a unicycle, and the head of the clown, it looks like it's just like just a big mask and like a sewn like a paper mache clown head that is resting on top of its body as it walks in. And you hear a voice kind of speak out, just kind of coming from nowhere. And the voice is similar to that skeleton that you killed before, actually, so perhaps it's pre-recorded. As you hear, "We present now the Cirque du Soleil. Please enjoy while you wait for the company of the Fugitive. He should be with you momentarily." And these things just kind of walk out, and the zombie ballerinas just start sort of doing some very odd interpretive dancing, and like one of them throws one of the other ones to the other one. They do a few flips in midair, surprisingly graceful for being very large and lumbering zombies. And this kind of very sad-looking clown unicycles over to where you are, and with like this expressionless papier-mâché face, you just hear a voice come out of it. "I'm Grimbo. I'm going to juggle." And they begin to juggle 10 balls with their 10 arms, which isn't as impressive. It is not that impressive because it's just the same number of balls as there are arms. So they're just kind of throwing all of the balls up and down and catching them.
Where the hell are we again? It's like I take a look at my flask and question what exactly I've been drinking.
I didn't think I brought that in the flask.
Grimbo looks at you guys and goes, "What type of shoes do rogues wear?" It's sneakers.
So Chris kind of hides behind Kurogan's arm and eyes the clown warily.
How did the Scarecrow get promoted?
Crowdfunding?
That's pretty good. No, he was outstanding in his field.
Whoa.
I hate him. I hate him so much.
What did the fish say when he swam into a wall?
F?
Damn.
Oh.
Damn, man.
He just continues juggling, just looking very sad.
Selcress is increasingly creeped out by him.
What do you get when you combine a rhetorical question and a joke?
This experience?
He doesn't respond.
But just slip slap.
Yeah, and he just kind of keeps going. he just like won't stop. Just what did the buffalo say when his son left?
Kurogan!
Son!
Yeah, I was right. He actually knew that one. It's really good.
Yes, Circus?
Get rid of him! I don't like him!
Joke.
And
I'm not
he's there-
scared!
He's there juggling. Because I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna juggle one more, and he kind of just he watches from like kind of his big kind of dumb clown nose pops off on the Fabergé not the Fabergé, the paper mache head, and now he's doing 2 in one of his heads, and the rest of them he's juggling 1.
Selcress, look at it this way. With 10 arms, he could hug you 5 times as effectively as any of us.
No! No, that's even worse!
Do you want like a? By the way,
We just
Thank
have to
you.
wait for the.
thank you for not laughing.
Why would we laugh at terrible jokes?
Well, that's the point. It's art.
I mean,
I can tell that you're messing with me now, but I appreciate it.
it is a good commentary on the ironic nature of jokes.
I think it's amazing. Just need a
Dad
little bit
jokes
more
are
alcohol.
unearthed all themselves.
2 cows are standing in a field, and one says moo, and the other one says like pretty much the same thing.
Oh,
Keeps
Yep.
juggling.
oh, my brains.
And
What do you
this
call a cow
continues-
with 2 legs?
This continues. Like 5 minutes have now passed. The ogre or the big kind of zombies that are over there are kind of doing various poses where they're forming in groups of 3. They're not really directing, and occasionally you'll hear just kind of like applause from the various skeletons around you as they're kind of doing their thing. But yeah, it just goes on.
Right on my bones.
What do you
Okay,
guys
I'm
do?
going to look around to see if I can spot anyone that doesn't look like audience and might be stranger looking.
Make a perception check.
All right, come on, perception. That is a great perception, clearly.
Yeah, you look
Watch
around.
the show.
No, they're just kind of all skeletons. You don't see anyone that's like different. All the people in the audience, and they don't even really seem to be like fully fledged skeletons. They're more just kind of like mannequin. If they're undead, they're just undead that are programmed to occasionally clap. And as you're kind of watching it, you see another kind of great stunt, and they all applaud in the exact same manner once more.
Alright, guys, I
yeah.
think it's time to move along.
What do you think we just take over this show with them? Why
I
not?
mean,
We can do better than this.
Mr. Clown Guy,
Grimbo.
Grimbo.
Well,
Right. Is the Fugitive coming out to see us or not?
What?
What? Sure.
The Fugitive.
Oh yeah. No.
What?
Alright, well, I guess it's time to go see him then.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
stands up.
Oh no.
Bye,
you can't.
Grimbo.
No.
Why not?
Well, I mean, bye if you're leaving. He would like.
Oh.
Why can't
Yeah,
we?
we are
we're
leaving.
leaving
Totally
to see-
leaving. And then Kurogan just walks ahead to the,
You walk to where they came out from.
yeah.
You walk up, and you just start walking down that passage, and ba-ding, you bounce off of a wall of force. And he goes, "That's why it's a wall of force."
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just the
So,
Suckers.
yeah, he told us to hang out here and just kind of, he told us to just kind of distract you while he escapes. So that's what we're doing. That's
Well,
perfect.
that's
Escaping.
wow.
Why is he why is he running? Why are we looking for this guy?
Grimbo kind of shrugs.
Kurogan's going to attack the force thing with his force sword.
All right, the sword kind of, as you hit it, your sword just kind of stops at the wall as it kind of opposes the force. And Grimbo kind of looks back and goes, "Hey, stop it!"
No. Strike again!
What? Kurogan, stop it!
We are going to seek him!
Yes,
cannot
we
let him
are!
escape.
Kurogan slams again on the wall. He goes, "Hey, stop it! Seriously,
Why?
cause
Okay.
Don't get the cats.
Kurogan, stop it!
Stop! Hey, stop it! Guys! And I'd like you to roll for initiative as one of the hands points and goes, guys, and the three zombies go and run and start moving over in your direction. Oh, that's the wrong... Oh, that's fine. That's good music.
Oh, jeez.
It's not the music. It's not the music.
Grandpa, how much is he paying you?
He doesn't pay me. It's just a chance to explore my artistic kind of medium that I've chosen.
You like your job?
So, do you have like a GoFundMe? How do you, like pay the bills and eat?
Oh, well, I
Focus.
mean, I eat people sometimes here.
You fans?
Well, I don't have a lot of fans. He continues.
I'm a fan.
Oh, well, thank you. I probably won't eat you then.
Oh, cool.
And the ballerina zombies all kind of turn to action, and they were in the middle of kind of one tri-corner pose, and they all look over at you, Kurogan, and they go to get you.
Hey, guys, just chill out. We're here to find the fugitive, right? Can I ask him some questions or something? Wait, are you arresting this guy? Wait.
As we move now to, I love this. As we move now to Lance, you're the first to act as these zombies all kind of get up and start moving towards you. Grimbo's gonna roll too.
How far away would you say they all are?
They're fairly close. They are. I mean, the entire arena that you're in is about 100 feet in diameter. So I'll say that they're 30 feet away from you at the moment. You can get up in melee if you want to.
Okay. Hey, so we really need to see the fugitive, so if you guys could just run along, that'd be really great.
Again, kind of rules and all that. Oh, but you already have this again? Or does it come back on a short rest?
It comes back on a short rest.
Nice play. All right, they are going to make wisdom saving throws.
None of them happen to be CR1, do they?
They are not CR1, and they have turn resistance. But that doesn't matter if they're awful. Holy shit!
Oh man!
And,
oh my god!
Oh god! And all three of them, god damn! All three of them just kind of, turn and run away.
Let's just laughs like. Oh my god! What the?
And they're just kind of like backed up against the wall of force, trying to kind of get out.
Hey, Grimbo, you're not undead. I would have figured it, the whole situation with your head there. Could you not hit me though? I'd rather not be hit right now, as I will sanctuary.
No guarantees, business and all that. I got a good gig here, and I'd kind of like to keep it. So it's hard to find work for what I do. And
I'll hire you.
Grimbo is going to, as it's Grimbo's turn actually. Grimbo kind of like walks over near the three zombies, and you watch as they all of a sudden, they were kind of like scraping at the wall trying to get out, and as Grimbo moves near them, they just kind of stop doing that and turn and look directly at you, Lance.
Oh wow, that's a neat trick.
Yeah, it's me being me. And that's what Grimbo does on Grimbo's turn. And that's going to bring us next to Selcress.
Selcress is gonna ping her finger lightly against the door of force. The wall of force, rather.
All right, ding, ding, ding. And as you go to do that, the wall of force actually isn't there.
It's not?
Nope, it's not there.
Where'd it go?
You are uncertain.
No, it's not there.
It's very weird.
She's gonna try and walk in.
Yeah, you can step forward.
Alright. I'm just gonna go on ahead. You guys have fun.
All right. Is it all your turn?
Yeah, sure.
All right. That's I love that. That brings us next to Fox 6. What do you wish to do?
Yeah, I'll like speak to Grimbo. You know. Yeah, man, I'll hire you if you just let us go. You know, catch up with the fugitive. Like, are you cool with that? Be your employer?
Looks at you, just kind
Sign contract.
no dice. Like I said, it's a good
oh,
game.
All right. Just turn around and like Selcress. Just go down the corridor.
All right. You're gonna provoke some opportunity attacks as you do so.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Have you just did the plus to hit, Pete?
Do you want to do that?
No thanks. I'll just billow my cape as a bonus action dramatically as I turn around and like ignore them.
All right. In that case, that is going to bring us to the next in the initiative, which was Kurogan. What do you wish to do? It's three big zombies.
Oh, they're not gonna wait. They're not gonna take opportunity attacks.
Oh, I thought you said you weren't gonna go past them.
Oh, I was, but I was gonna build
Yeah,
my cape at them
they
as
all
I was
are.
doing.
20, I assume, misses, right?
Aren't they turned? Wait. What?
They were, but all of a sudden they stopped acting turned.
Man,
Hey,
this
I'll turn them again.
Um,
Make a DC 15 save. I'm sacred, Ben. Devotion.
what does that mean?
I do the same thing as Lance.
Oh, okay. Nothing happens.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
You go
they take
to-
opportunities, I think.
You go to attack, and you take 11 points of necrotic damage as the 127 does hit. And that brings us next in the initiative to Kurogan.
Well, Kurogan was already by the wall, right?
Yeah.
Are there zombies nearby me?
Yeah, the zombies are right next to you.
Kurogan's gonna disengage and walk away.
Alright, yeah, you
Into
walk
the
down the
hall.
hallway, which is now open.
Goodbye!
As we move to the zombies' turn, which are all going to move up towards, you, Lance, and are going to attack you.
sanctuary.
Alright, they're going to make... actually, the sanctuary doesn't seem to be having any effect as they move towards you.
Oh, this is spicy.
18?
Yeah.
Does an 18 hit?
No, but a 25 does.
19?
A 19 does not.
You do not have any benefits of magical armor right now. Does that change that?
Oh,
The flat armor that your armor is, and the flat shield that your shield is, but no magical bonuses to anything.
Then
your magical
I
items
have-
don't appear to be working right now.
oh, that is terrifying on every level. As the 19 still misses, just barely now.
All right. In that case, such high AC. Still, you take 16 points of damage, and that is all for zombie turn as we move back to the top of the initiative. Lance, you're the first to act.
I see. Instead of the route of just giving them plus to hit, you're just removing our AC.
What do you wish to do, Lance? That's actually not what this is at all. But
That's interesting. Never mind. But
what do you want to do,
what's
Lance?
up?
Well, it's been great. I appreciate the art, but business does call. Lance will disengage and scoot a loot on 35 feet down towards the door.
All right. You get to the door, and the door is a wall of force again.
This is super inconvenient.
And Grimbo looks at you and goes, "Yeah, sorry, I wasn't actually supposed to open that before, but sometimes I kind of forget myself."
Oh, it's no problem. Come on, buddy.
And Grimbo is going to take Grimbo's turn, but actually everyone's kind of passed now. So and he turns once more and looks at the door, and you watch as the arms, kind of the gloved hands at the end of them, fall off, and you see as 10 eyes are now in that space, as Grimbo is going to use some of his eye rays upon you, and those of you who have moved down the hallway.
Goody.
And targeting is also random. Oh,
That's interesting, man.
that is going to bring us to, or in the order, that would be Kurogan. I need you to make me 2 dexterity saving throws, and actually no, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw and a wisdom saving throw.
Yep, that's about right.
You succeed on the dexterity saving throw. However, as these 2 kind of rays fire down the cavern towards you, this thing hits you, and you're all of a sudden overcome with an incredible fear. The other eye kind of turns and looks at you, Lance, and I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw as well.
I have no benefits of magic, do I?
At the moment, you actually do have benefits of magic. His gaze is not upon you. His gaze is not upon you right now. It's facing down the corridor.
Whew. Does a 19 succeed?
The 19 absolutely does succeed. The ray kind of whizzes past you, and that is going to bring us to the top of the initiative. Or no, I'm sorry, not the top of the initiative. Grimbo was followed by Selcress. Selcress, what do you wish to do?
Does my magic feel like it's still there?
At the moment right now, you are in the corridor, which means you are directly in his gaze as he has the Wall of Force opened. So right now, you don't feel any magic.
Alright. What's down the corridor? Is there a corner or something?
It seems to go for a bit of a ways. And it's not as polished as everything else. It's just very cave-like.
If I hide behind Kurogan, can I feel my magic?
You step over next to Kurogan, and as you duck behind Kurogan, let me just read the ability again, just to make sure, but I don't think so. Yeah, unfortunately, that does not affect. As you take a quick day, I'm not going to say that that's your movement or anything. You still have your movement. You can tell that Lance still has his magic, like, back in the arena, but you're also moving closer to a beholder.
So none of my magic items will work?
At the moment, you got your physical form.
Well,
She's gonna start running.
Away.
Yeah.
Okay. You run, and you kind of run and start just heading down the corridor as fast as you can, which is 30 feet, yeah? Or 60 feet?
Yeah.
Excellent. You run as fast as you can. You keep moving. At this point, you are already about 30 feet down the ways, and you're now kind of 90 feet down this corridor. You're still under the effects of it at this point, as the thing is just kind of looking down the corridor at you. That's gonna bring us next to. Fawkes. Sakes. What do you wish to do, Fawkes? Fawkes, Sakes, are you there? We will come back to you at the time that...
Hello?
Oh, hey.
Oh, that boy live.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah, what do you wish to do?
Oh, I guess I was drinking out of my flask, and then
Yes,
suddenly the ray went over me, and it's just like, oh, what? There's no... Ah, god damn it. What would happen to my familiar if it wasn't an anti-magic zone? They'd still be there, right? It's not like they disappeared.
What was the question again?
what would happen to my my
Your
steed?
familiar, you wouldn't be able to summon it now, but if you summoned a steed, it doesn't require concentration, does it? Actually, no, I'm sorry. An anti-magic field removes summoned creatures while a summoned creature is within it. They wink out of existence within the field.
Right. I wanted to do the like Mighty Morphing Dino Rangers robot thing.
You could move back out of the chamber. You can see that there's magic where Lance is, which you could perhaps do.
Can I actually see, like,
stepped into it, so.
Is there a visible zone of anti-magic, or is it just like
it's
you gotta guess?
At the moment, you can't really see where the beholder is looking because the beholder has the kind of costume covering up where the big eye is.
God damn it, Carnival. We have to fucking do this again. Alright. Transform! Scarlet Ranger!
Alright, you, Fawkes, kind of resigning himself to fate, calls upon the Scarlet Ranger transformation. You're gonna run back out into the, Alright, yeah, you move yourself back outwards into the hallway to get out of the anti-magic field and call upon your Scarlet Ranger transformation, and your wing is kind of... Actually, I think you can only use that once per rest.
Did we rest before this, though?
I used it earlier.
Yeah, per long rest.
Alright. Scarlet Ranger! Form bear! And I'll get far more here. Specifically, bear form.
Fair.
Go! Wow.
Wait, what has happened? You've confused me. You doing?
My fine steed.
Oh yes, okay. You summon your fine steed, and a mighty bear appears beneath you, roars onto the scene. As we move next in initiative as you're back out in the kind of magic zone, next would be Kurogan. What do you want to do? Thank you for doing that, Kurogan, by the way. Please keep doing that.
Of course, Kurogan is getting down after Selcress as well, mostly because he is feared and doesn't really have a choice. He's
Yes,
going.
unwilling to
He's
move
it.
closer. And actually, wait a minute, because right now the creature is looking at you, so you're not actually feared at the moment because you're not under the effects of the spell.
That's true.
Because
either way, though, I'm still moving.
Okay, yeah, you run away from the the creature and down the corridor.
I don't think that would work because it's a spell.
Yep, you unfortunately cannot protect yourself from good and evil at this particular moment in time. But you're up next to Selcress.
Yes. Okay, Selcress.
As we move on to these zombie
Hi,
turns,
Jordan.
and the zombies are they go and they seem to get caught in this weird feedback loop where they look at you, Lance, and they're like, "Roar," and they start to walk at you, and the second they start walking at you, they get frightened again and walk backwards, and are just kind of spinning around back and forth in place as they keep moving in and out of the anti-magic field. So that's what their turn is spent doing. As we move to you, Lance, what do you want to do?
Well, I suppose I should run. I will spend an action to dash about. Does the anti-magic, not anti-magic, but the force wall seem to have a gap anywhere?
The force wall is downed right now. The creature is apparently looking right at it.
I will spend a action to dash 70 feet down the corridor.
All right, you run. The zombies are kind of half-heartedly making opportunity attacks as you go by, but they're in a kind of a weird spot at the moment where they're kind of trying to get to you and cannot. So they're not going to be able to do that as it moves on to kind of Grimbo's turn. Anything else on your turn, Lance? So you're just running forward?
All the speed.
All right. Now Fawkes' sake's kind of left alone. Grimbo kind of goes, "Oh, come on," and you see the eye stalks kind of flex, and the clown costume completely falls aside, except for the big paper mache head, which seems to be glued to the top of the beholder's form. And Grimbo, you can now see their eye was fixed straight ahead on the corridor, and they go to kind of shoot the rays down it, and then wait a minute. And then the head turns around, so they're facing backwards to the corridor, and the eye rays shoot down towards you. Kurogan, you're once again frightened, and you can now see that the eye is clearly fixed outside of the corridor that you're in, so you all have magic within the corridor. Fawkes, it's also not fixated on you at the moment, so everyone has magic right now. I need... I'm going to roll 3d10, and then I got to roll... got to roll 3d4. That's going to be one eye ray is going to be used against... one eye ray is going to be used against you, Selcress. Or, I'm sorry, the first one is against Fawkes, the second one is against Kurogan, and the third one is against Selcress. So, Fawkes, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Easy. Shit.
Jesus, that's the lowest.
Since I'm out of the thing, does that mean I get the protection from evil and good?
You are not in any anti-magic field, so if you have magical bonuses, then they apply.
Right, so I should have advantage on that.
What do you have advantage from?
What do you have? Protection from evil and good.
Okay, yep. In that case, you succeed on your saving throw. That is going to bring us to Kurogan. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Does the beam come through the wall of force?
You succeed on that one as well. And the beam... Oh, he's moved on to the other side of the wall of force. That is going to bring us through to Selcress. I need you to make me... Such a complicated enemy. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, Selcress. Which, actually...
Okay.
Actually, what?
Selcress, the beam hits you and has no effect.
Okay.
You are immune to this effect, I believe, as an elf. It's
Okay.
just trying to put you to sleep. And that is going to be all for Grimbo's turn. And Grimbo kind of moves deeper down into the corridor and is kind of chasing after the three of you now. Fawkes, or after Grimbo, it is Fawkes. Or no, it's Selcress. Selcress, what do you want to do?
He turned around, right? He's not looking at
Yeah,
us
he's not
anymore.
looking at you. You have magic, and he's chasing you because he had to look away from you to shoot his eye rays at you.
All right. Then she's going to point her finger and hold her arm like a gun, and Levi's going to fly in front of her, and she's
Okay.
going to be like,
Transform! Reddest Ranger!
Wonderful. And Levi, I assume, transforms into that
Yeah.
thing into which Levi does transform generally.
yeah,
Okay.
the Barb Devil.
Yes, Levi becomes the Barbed Devil. Anything else on your turn, Selcress? That's still quite a turn.
Yeah. Levi can actually do stuff.
Oh yeah, Levi can still do stuff.
Go, Levi!
Fine,
Hurl the red flames of passion!
It's going to, for where he stands, hurl flame twice.
All right. Both of those hit for a grand total of 24 damage. As the fire flies out, Grimbo goes, ah, ow, ow, come on. And Grimbo's starting to look very frustrated. And at the end of Grimbo's turn, he's going to use a legendary action to send an eye ray right at you, Selcress. Actually, he's going to send it probably at the thing that just appeared. It's more realistic. He doesn't know how your stuff works. And he's going to roll / a d10, and he's going to throw an eye ray at Levi. I need Levi to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Is it a spell or other magical
Yeah,
effect?
this would be an advantage as
Yeah.
for
Constitution?
Yep.
Mm,
Okay.
Yeah.
Levi
Yeah.
is totally fine as whatever effect. No effect has hit as of yet. Beholders are chumps, yo. That's gonna bring us to
Chumps on this.
that's gonna bring us to Kurogan. Oh no, Fawkes. What do you want to do, Fawkes?
Farva, go! Combined attack! Scarlet swipes.
So you're gonna move into the chamber with the beholder?
No, Farva is. I'm just gonna stay back here.
Oh, okay. In that case, Farva goes and runs up into the kind of area where the beholder's looking backwards, kind of leaving the wall of force open at the moment, and Farva just kind of disappears as Farva dives into it.
Oh shit.
uh,
I didn't think this through. Alright,
what do you want to do?
will cast Sanctuary.
Alright, you sanctuary yourself up and are just kind of standing outside, avoiding the beholder at the
I think
moment.
for a minute, like, what can I do? Like, sort of just,
The beholder is now in a
Can I just
difficult,
go through
a much more difficult arena than the beholder originally was. As fighting them in this hallway is kind of rough.
Is the wall still there, or no?
The wall's gone because the beholder's looking out backwards, so we can throw out eye rays down the corridor, but the wall is open because he's looking at it.
So I'll just run down the wall with Lance, right? I mean,
oh yeah, you can run
Blood
into the
Orange
chamber.
Ranger.
You can run into the chamber, and Grimbo is up ahead of you, kind of looking back at you, and as you kind of go in, the whole eye and mouth is facing you while the eye beams are flying backwards, and he's also
Wait,
kind of hovering and
which
flying
chamber?
backwards. You're in the big hallway now that everyone else is in.
I
And
thought we were trying to go just to the
yeah, that's
fugitive
forward.
guy.
Yeah, that's the way forward.
Oh, we're going.
Yep.
All right. So yeah. Interesting. Wait. So he cut us off somehow?
No, you moved. Anyway,
Okay.
I think you're confused about positioning, but you're behind him. You were the
I'm
only
really
one that was
confused
still.
about positioning right now.
Okay, yeah, it's hard without the tactical map, but you're the only one that's now kind of under the effects of the eye ray. Is that's going to bring us?
Wait,
do you
now
want
I'm
to,
in the eye
or you're in the anti-magic field rather. And at the end of your turn, as a legendary action, he's going to throw another eye ray down the corridor. This one, he's just going to throw at you, Lance. I need you to make me I'll tell you what save in a second. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I think I get it now.
Okay.
Beefy boy.
You are a beefy boy. Oh my god, these saves! And the ray strikes into you, and for a brief moment you feel yourself begin to freeze up, but you resist the effect as we move. Next in the initiative to Kurogan. What do you want to do, Kurogan?
So, Kurogan is feared currently,
Kurogan is feared.
but he's gonna activate his wings.
The wings soar
And it's
out.
gonna grab Kurogan. I'm not Kurogan. He's gonna grab Selcress and
at the end,
fly forward.
for the record, at the end of your turn, you get to repeat the saving throw.
Yeah, I didn't actually make it last turn because he was still looking at me, I think. So I was under the effect.
it was in a weird spot last turn, but this time you do.
Yeah. But I'm flying forward with Selcress in my arms. I'm sure she won't argue.
It's fine. I'm used to this.
And that's the end of my turn, so I'm gonna wisdom save.
Make the wisdom save.
Yes, that's about what I expected.
Yeah, you're still frightened of this thing as it moves on to the next initiative, which was the zombies, which are still in. Oh, the zombies are actually in the zombies are in the anti-magic field right now, so they are not frightened. So those are just going to walk up and try and beat you down, Fawkes. These massive zombie creatures. 12, 15, and 15 all miss as they try and they just bump into your
I'll
armor
swap them
even without
away.
magical. Yeah, even without magical bonuses, you just deflect them easily with your massive greatsword. As we now move to the top of the initiative, Lance, what do you want to do? We got this down now. Everyone, I think, understands where they are.
More or less, I think.
I'll just stand there in my pose as the zombies beat me. Not even bothering to deflect, just punching some metal plates.
Ding, 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 ding.
Crimson Ranger, hurry up! The wall and whatnot, fugitive. And seeing the glorious display of Crimson from Crimson Ranger and Red rushing on ahead, I will spend an action to dash 70 feet to keep up with them.
Alright, you continue to kind of run down the corridor. At the end of your turn, he's still in range and is going to make a legendary action to throw a ray at. I think he's going to throw one at you this time, Selcress. Selcress, ooh, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Ha.
That is not going to do it, as you would be struck for 42 points of necrotic damage. Are you going
Ow.
to take that damage, or are you going to redirect that onto someone else?
Oh, that's so going to get redirected. Levi,
All right.
take this. I don't want it.
Levi receives his servant's reward of 42 points of necrotic damage, and you watch as Levi's skin, as it hits you, kind of withers and rots away.
Sorry, buddy. You can do it, though, Levi. I believe.
And no, she's within 60 feet, Jeremy. And the ray flies out, strikes Levi, and you hear Grimbo just go, "Man, that's kind of weird." And Grimbo is going to, oh, you're right. And Grimbo is going to fly and continue moving forward after you guys. And that brings us to still facing backwards towards you, Fawkes. That is going to bring us...
Wait, so he flies backwards.
Wait,
Yeah,
I'm
towards them.
confused as well.
He's flying
In the
flying
tunnel,
back
but facing
in
out.
the tunnel.
What
facing
point was Jeremy trying to make?
You're good. Don't worry about it. We've already ruled it.
Direction.
And as the beholder is kind of flying backwards, this is the most outrageously tactical encounter we've ever had. It's looking
Because
it's
of
flying
you have to
backwards,
care about
looking
where
at,
he's facing.
looking at you, Fawkes, and the eye rays are being able to shoot down the hallway at the rest of them.
Down the tunnel.
And yeah, so he's just basically flying down the tunnel while looking backwards. As
my
we
turn?
move onto your turn. Yep. No, it's Selcress's turn.
Yeah, I'll just break my neck. Oh, never
Selcress,
mind.
what are you gonna do?
Alright, I'm... How far am I down the corridor now?
Uh,
60 more feet.
actually,
so
I'm sorry, I've made a mistake. Grimbo didn't take Grimbo's turn.
Oh, go ahead.
And Lance didn't go yet either. Did you go yet, Lance?
Lance did go. He spent the turn dashing 70 feet down the tunnel.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. So Grimbo actually has to make his regular 3 eye ray attacks, and he's going to do that now!
Yay.
That's a 1, a 9, and a 10 against a... there can only be... There's still 4 targets, but one of them is not Fawkes, because none of those can go Fawkes at the moment. And that's going to be against a Kurogan, a Selcress, and a Selcress. That should have been 3d4. Kurogan, I need you to make me a... I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw again. You fail, and as much as you're afraid of this creature, you also love this creature and are completely charmed by it. Levi would have been I rolled a 1, and Selcress, I need you to make me a... I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw and another dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
18 succeeds on the first one, which is very good, and the 4 fails on that one, unfortunately. And Selcress, you
Yep.
suffer 48 points of force damage.
Alrighty.
Are you still up?
Yeah.
Okay, good. As this ray of disintegration hits you, you watch as your clothes and kind of body go to turn to dust in this situation. You think if that had dropped you, it would have taken you down outright. That is a terrifying beam. As we move on to...
Ow! That hurt a lot!
The next initiative, which is going to be... it's going to be... Selcress, now it is your turn. What do you want to do?
Well, Levi is a ways away right
Yeah,
now.
Levi's a chunk away.
What is the range on those I-beams? They're pretty far.
Yeah, you're about to move out of it if you keep moving forward at this point.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep moving forward.
You're in my arms.
You're just gonna kind of. I'm assuming you're just flying with Kurogan, yeah?
Yeah. I'll let
Right.
Kurogan fly so I can take my action. God. Is Grimbo close enough for me to use anything?
Yeah, you can Eldritch Blast.
Okay, that works. I'll Eldritch Blast.
And Levi can do stuff still.
Yeah.
Alright. The 26 does hit Grimbo. Roll a damage on that.
Ha!
For 15 points of force damage. The Eldritch Blast flies down the chamber towards Grimbo. Just. Ow! That was right in one of my eye stalks.
Then I'm gonna use my bonus action to make Levi start moving towards me and
Okay.
make him move like about, so he's about 150 feet away from Grimbo, then toss 2 more flames at him.
Alright. Yeah, you toss the 2 flames and then have him move back, is the way that would work. Hits and hits for another 23 points, and then a grand total of grand total of 32 points of fire damage as Levi hurls massive bolts of flames at the creature. Grimbo has some pretty terrible burns. The kind of paper mache head on top of Grimbo is now kind of smoldering and smoking a little bit. You can see some signs of it beginning to just catch on fire. As we move next to, it's terrifying, the clown paper mache head is beginning to burn in hellish flame as we move to Fawkes 6 finally. Fawkes, what do you wish to do? Fawkes.
Is he still looking at me?
He's looking at you, but you could move past him and beyond him if you want to.
How far away is he?
He is currently only about 20 feet away from you.
Oh, alright. Who needs magic anyways? I'll take the dodge action and just storm up to him, like 5 feet away from him. The zombie's gonna just attack me.
The zombies are gonna make opportunity attacks against you.
Alright, disadvantage.
But they all miss. Bing, ba-dum, ba-dum.
Alright, just
and-
storm up to him.
Alright, you storm up to him, and you're just gonna take the dodge action in front of him.
Yep. Could I, what is it? Could I use my cape in the anti-magic, or is that magic?
If it's a magical... Oh, your cape of billowing? Well, you're out of the anti-magic now, because you've moved up past him. So...
No, I've moved up behind him. I still want to be in
you still want to be in the anti-magic field? Then, in that case, you cannot use your cape, unfortunately. You can just billow it yourself. You can just, like, flail it.
As a bonus action? Alright, cool.
Yeah, as a bonus action, you flail your cape dramatically.
Flip it open.
It's not as billowy as it usually is. The winds don't pick up to catch it, but it is still... it is still
Covered in blood and drooling down.
Yeah, it's
a little
rough.
bit wet.
A little rough at the moment, but that brings us next to Kurogan. You continue to run.
I am booking it, so now 120 feet away, because
Alright.
60 feet flying plus dash.
Alright, you come to the end of this hallway, and there's kind of a corridor and a turn to your right, and then a simple steel door in front of you, like a heavy, heavy metal door built into the stone wall. There's kind of, there's 3
busting through
bars,
it.
and you can see a light chamber ahead. You get to it, the door is locked.
I'll break down the door. I'll melt it if I have to.
All right. What are you gonna do? Describe your action to me. So I
I'm
know
chromatic orbing it.
All right.
Acid.
Fire a chromatic orb at the door. Go ahead and make me an attack roll.
I did.
Oh,
Wait, that's in the wrong one. Jesus. For some reason, it put me back in the wrong.
okay. We're all in chaos.
Yes, we are. Also, for some reason, it wouldn't let me chat earlier in Roll20. It's like, no, access denied. You cannot chat.
Um,
Give me a second to re-roll.
That's very
that.
odd. I cannot fathom that, but
There we go.
there it is. 24 hits for 16 points of acid damage. You fire the acid into the metal. The door is thick, and it looks like it's going to take a little bit more than just that to open it. But you can begin the work of kind of melting through. There's 3 kind of bars on the top of the door that you can see through and kind of into the chamber beyond, which looks fairly cluttered, is all you can kind of tell about it. There's a few kind of simple candle lights lighting the interior of it. It just looks more like a cave. Like not a lot of heart was put into this room. that's all for Kurogan's turn. Make me 2 wisdom saving throws.
First one. Course. Second one. Why?
You love.
My God,
you love
why?
and hate. You love and hate Grimbo. The 2 emotions whirling within you like an eternal hurricane. As we move on to the next in initiative, which is the greater zombies, which gonna walk up and go after you, Fawkes.
Crimson Ranger! Crimson Ranger, why are you being so emotional right now?
Even a 19. Actually, a 19.
Can't
hits
even
you.
hear us.
A 19 hits you, right? Fawkes, you're in an
Yeah,
anti-magic
no.
field, so I think 19 hits.
I got plates. Yeah, 19 hits.
Um,
No, wait, oh yeah, it does. Shit.
All right.
I'm dodging, it's a disadvantage. Remember?
Oh, that's true.
Dodging.
I will re-roll that one. That 23, it still hits. But the damage, the 3 necrotic damage, actually shouldn't be applied because that is magical damage that shouldn't be happening. But you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as one of them just gets you a nice sock right in the face. And at the end of your turn, Kurogan, or actually at the end of their turn, they're going to take one last pot shot at Lance with an eye ray before you get out of range with a legendary action. And I'm gonna roll a d10, Lance. Roll me a dexterity saving throw, Lance. That barely succeeds as another disintegration ray comes whizzing right past your head, and you barely make it. Lance, what do you wish to do as it moves to your turn?
I would very much like to spend an action dashing 70 feet on ahead to get inside Sanctuary of this room.
All right, yeah, you're still in the hallway. The hallway kind of curves, and now there's like the door in front of you. But you're up with Kurogan and Selcress, who are also in front of that door. And that brings us to the zombies. Oh, they're just slow and lumbery. They're
And
just
how do they
irritated.
reach me every time I move?
Because you said you wanted to stay up within the magic field, and that was only 20 feet away.
Right.
And that brings us to Grimbo's turn, and Grimbo is going to fly down the hallway, and is actually, as Grimbo flies, there's no one in front of him to target with eye rays, so he turns his big eye forward, and all of the eye rays back, and is going to throw 3 eye rays at you as he runs away from you, moves down the hallway, provoking an opportunity attack if you wish to make one. Fawkes.
Nah.
Alright.
But my bear would sure like to make one.
All right, go ahead and have. Your bear is your bear is not in range because was no longer. Your bear pops back into existence, but is not in melee range of Grimbo at the moment.
Oh, that's so
when the eye moves.
confusing.
I'm aware.
All right.
It was not meant to be in this odd hallway situation originally, but that's D&D. So I need you to make me a. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw. I need you to make me. You have all your magical bonuses. I need you to make me a Dexterity saving throw, and I need you to make me a Wisdom saving throw. Make me those 3 saving throws.
Wait, me?
Yep.
Oh, a
The
dex
only one-
save, a what save?
A Con, a Dex, and a Wisdom.
I got advantage because of what's it?
The Constitution
I failed
saving
the con
throw,
save, I assume.
but the other 2 succeed as you suffer. As you suffer. 50.
Is the targeting affected by sanctuary?
A harmful spell. This is neither a spell nor an attack roll. If you want to throw it up.
Right. So you can
and-
just target me.
Since the first one actually hits your concentration, you do not have advantage on the second two. The second 2, unless you can roll a critical Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration. So make me a concentration check.
Ooh.
Yeah, unfortunately, even half of 56 points of damage is not enough, and your concentration breaks, which means that your Dexterity saving throw your dexterity saving throw would also have failed in that particular instance. Which means as that one hits you, you feel your body beginning to harden and crisp up as you're slowly turning to stone. And that is all for their turn as we move to Selcress. What do you want to do? You're at a door. Kurogan's trying to acid it down. Kurogan looks very scared and upset as, and also in love as he's breaking down the door.
He's feeling a lot of emotion.
Yeah, he's just very emotional right now. This is probably one of the more emotional Kurogans you've seen.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see. Can I shatter the door?
Yeah, absolutely. Roll damage.
Sure. Oops. I did it the wrong way. And I think it's 4th level.
27 points of damage. The door cracks and buckles. It seems like one more kind of firm hit will send it crashing inwards.
Alright, did Grimbo move?
Well, Grimbo's kind of coming closer, but you turned around a corner, so you can't even see Grimbo anymore.
Alright, good.
You can
Levi.
hear him, but you
Levi
can't
will
hear...
continue running towards me then.
Okay. Yeah, you can hear the distant sound of Grimbo calling out, and also take that as he uses a legendary action to throw another ray at you, because you're the only target at the moment, Fawkes.
Gotcha.
That's interesting.
I'll have Levi hurl some flame at him.
You can target my bear if he likes. Mitigate some damage.
Levi hurls a bolt of flame at him, but the flame, as it reaches into the magic field, dissipates, unfortunately.
Okay.
As he is now facing forward so that he can attack Fawkes behind him. Yeah, I'll give you a fair shot. We'll give you a 50-50 on that. You are the bear. It would be the bear then. So, in that case, I need the bear to make me a Constitution saving throw.
You son of a bitch! You fucking hit my bear!
Fair. Farva takes 36 points of necrotic damage.
Oh my god, thank god that wasn't me!
And,
she's still up! What a
Levi,
beast!
Levi's kind of scrambling down the corridor trying to catch up. And at this point, Levi kind of rounds into the corner with everyone else.
Hey, Levi.
That brings us next in the initiative to... I gotta keep looking back at the thing. Fawkes sakes, you are currently being petrified. You are in a really rough position right now where you are on the wrong side of a beholder. The wrong side of a beholder should have been the name of this adventure and not Cirque du Soleil. As
the Fugue coin.
I need you to make me another... I need you to make me another dexterity saving throw as you're being petrified.
Oh, dex save. Wait, petrification on a dex save?
It just says, at a failed save, the creature begins to turn stone, is restrained. It must repeat the saving throw at the end of its next turn. So you have your turn to do something, but that saving throw remains. So you have one round to try and do something, but at the end of your turn, you will become petrified. Unless you do something to stop it right now.
Unless I cast Protection from Evil or Good again, which will give me advantage on the save.
I will say that you can cast Protection. You can do that if you want, but it won't give you retroactive that 20. You'll have to re-roll with the advantage. I think that's the fairest way to do it.
Yeah. That's my last level 1 spell slot. So, yeah, I'll do that. A bonus action run up. How far away is he?
Also, that actually doesn't give you any advantage on that particular save anyway, so it doesn't matter, actually. It grants advantage on saves against charms, frightens, and possessions, but not just all effects.
How far away is he?
He is currently about 20 feet away from you. That's as far as he moves.
Oh, then I'll just run into his freaking anti-magic, you know.
You are restrained by the petrification.
Oh, I'm restrained?
Yeah.
How far away is Farva?
Farva's kind of right next to you.
Right, she'll just pick me up and take me in there. And then she will disappear as soon as she does.
Alright.
guess. Or I guess you can just throw me in there, and there'll be a reaction.
This is, I think,
Or,
a little
yeah,
bit
sure,
out-
just
this is,
disappear in
I
there.
think, a little bit outside of the realm of your steed, but I'm going to allow it. But I'm going to need you to make me an animal handling check to get Farva to do this in this moment, because this is a complicated command.
Help!
So show me what you got. The rarest used check. Make an animal handling. Farva, you yell at Farva to come and help you and throw you into like the magic field while you're turning into stone. And Farva comes over and starts kind of like pushing you along, but you are unable to get pushed into the area. And at the end of your turn, Fawkes 6, you turn to stone. You have been petrified.
Sure. Then I'll just I use my action for protection. Alright.
All right. In that case, that is going to bring
Wait,
us
does
to.
no.
I think it's.
I was just looking at lesser restoration, which I know.
I think you're out of outs on this one, but that brings us to the three of you who are trying to break down a door at the moment, and Grimbo is slowly kind of working his way down the hallway behind you, not nearly as fast as any of you, and at this point, with the damage that Selcress did to the door and all of you trying to get in, your love and hate of the Beholder forcing you forward as it moves onto your turn, how do you break, or actually, yeah, how do you break down the door, Kurogan? You can just describe it, because it's trivial at this point. Another chromatic orb
At
crashes into
second level!
At second level, the chromatic orb just melts through the remaining door, and you are opened up into a new passage that kind of stands there before you.
Then the rest of my movement is moving in with Selcress into the room.
All right.
60 feet.
As you move into this space, you see before you the room, like I said before, is very cluttered. It's kind of filled with candlelight, and as you're looking around, you see a few things. You see one of those animatronic Bartholomews that has been very popular, but it's all kind of dented and beat up, and you can see that it has various kind of like it has various marks on it and graffiti written on it. It has like a fake mustache. The eyes have been kind of colored over in red. You also see various kind of just pieces of carnival equipment that are sitting about here. You can see a few old tents that are rolled up into the corner, and you see a few other things. Stacks and stacks of papers. This is definitely the lair of an information broker. And as you kind of are walking in closer, you see a figure begin to emerge out of the darkness towards you. They're accompanied by the clack of their feet as they move forward. You hear a very rhythmic step as they move into your field of view. The first thing that you see is it looks like my Skype call has crashed. Hold on a moment, everyone. I apologize for okay, I think we're good now. So anyway, the first thing that you see is their foot as it comes into the light, and it appears to be in a cast. And then another foot kind of moves into the space. It is, man, this is classic. This is a classic situation. I guess my Skype is once again not working. We're gonna try this one more time.
And we always give Discord shit for being the god of chaos. Little did we know.
Skype has been. Jeremy, are we good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, great. The first thing you see is a foot, and it looks like it's been covered in a cast, and then two sets of crutches as this thing leans forward. They're dressed in long red robes as the light kind of slowly lets them come into view. It moves up to a neck brace, and then a skeletal head as the creature before you addresses you.
Yeah! Wait, Grimbo! You're not Grim... Oh, God. You! I thought I was
What?
done with you after last year.
Who's this?
No way.
It's
Limit.
you!
How
Let
did
me
you
at
find
him!
me?
Let me at him!
How did you find? Get away from me!
Who's this? No.
Where is the
It's
information broker?
Limerick!
Oh, thank God.
Who's
Wait,
Limerick
no.
now?
Twitch isn't here, right?
No.
Oh, that Limerick. I almost
Oh,
forgot.
but I remember you.
Yeah.
I definitely remember you. Limerick.
Yes. We can call her if you want, though.
Oh, my poor little skeletal heart.
Skeletons don't have hearts.
You have no idea. Oh,
I mean, we can call her
Oh,
if
God,
you
but
want.
where's Grimbo?
Oh,
Grimbo's out there trying to kill our
Hey.
friends.
He's having fun with Fawkes. Let's leave them be.
I got
You were
one.
supposed to kill them.
I got one, but I forgot not to look at the door.
Grimbo. Grimbo.
Is this gonna affect my? Can I still work here?
Come
Of
on.
course, Grimbo, you can still work. I can't stay mad at you. Look at that face.
You watch as Grimbo smiles, with the clown mask on top of his head still kind of burning.
Ooh.
He's
Yeah.
a good fella you got there.
Yeah, you got a good guy. Not like
um,
your minions from last year, huh?
based on your reactions, I'm gonna assume you're not here to finish me off. Then maybe.
Well,
Not unless you make us.
We're
But
mythic too.
No,
We don't fight
not
small
interested.
fries.
Nope.
then you're good. We need information though.
yeah, on the Nightmare Court, Bartholomew's been taken.
Indeed.
The nightmare. Bartholomew's been taken.
Yep. I'm
I
sure
thought
that
you were-
sounds good to you, but
I thought you were yanking my chain. No, that's terrible. Are you kidding me? If anyone's gonna kill that guy, it's me.
See, I knew you had that kind of complex.
Absolutely. No, look, okay, wait a minute. You're
Yeah.
coming to me.
yeah.
Wow, this is weird. I gotta put this all together in my head. I
Look.
figured it out.
Just give us some information on the Nightmare Court, how we could rescue him, I guess.
And then you can try to kill him next year.
You wanna go to the plane of nightmare?
Yeah.
We
Well-
do? Don't we want him away from the plane?
We gotta get him to get him away
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go in to go out.
I don't know
No.
what kind of magic Limerick has.
I mean, that place is nasty. That's where I got old Grimbo.
Hey, Grimbo.
Grimbo's nasty. It must be quite the pleasant place.
Yeah, I'm not nasty.
Yeah, Grimbo's
Yeah,
cool.
please.
You just don't diss him after you just complimented him. I mean, look
Look,
at that
I'm-
face.
I'm an evil talking skeleton. What am I supposed to do? Look, okay. Here's what I can do. Just a second. Grimbo.
Yeah.
Be a doll. Use your telekinesis ray. Can you go get that back scratcher? My brace is really itchy.
The eye stalk turns, and you see a bone back scratcher is pulled off of the wall and into Limerick's hand.
Can you just do it? I can't
Yeah,
really reach.
I got it, and it begins automatically moving up and
Ah.
down on.
Oh, it's wonderful. All right. So you need two things to go to the plane of nightmare. I'm sure you know the first, which is you need a portal.
Yeah,
I can
figured
do
as
that
much.
for you.
Okay.
That one's pretty easy. And the second one you already have, which is you have to be a nightmare. And I'll tell you, you're a fucking nightmare.
Ha!
That's great.
We're your nightmare.
Grimbo, it's not that funny, all right? Jeez. Gosh.
I never heard you swear before.
I'm sorry. I get really riled up when these guys show up. They ruined my plan last. Still,
I mean, that's not a job. We were
Yeah,
hired to do
I
that.
mean, they like really messed me up.
Sorry, Grimbo. You were
That's
trying
really-
to disintegrate
you
us
hurt
though, so I'm not that
Grimbo.
sorry.
Oh, I mostly was just gonna show you the show for a while. They killed all the zombies too, but those are easy.
I
The show.
did
You're
like the
awful
show.
people. You're worse than I
Hey.
thought.
Oh, thank you.
Hey,
Whew. No, not
When
not you,
things
Grimbo, them.
try to kill us, we kill them first. That is rule of survival of fittest.
Well, anyway, look. All right. So here's what I can do for you.
hmm
Under two conditions. First condition, you leave me alone.
Okay.
Second condition: you tell Sileus that I'm dead. That I was actually dumb enough to keep my phylactery on me, and that it killed the real one. Okay?
You're actually dead,
Sure.
boss.
Okay, yes,
No, but like,
absolutely.
you know what I mean. Destroyed.
Like destroyed forever.
Sure.
Okay.
I think I got her last time with that fake phylactery.
Yeah, I don't think you
long as-
did, but
Well, I mean, she has been hunting me down, so it's not that bad. All right, look. Oh boy. God, you want to go back to the court? All right. Well, here's what I can do. And he kind of goes over to the corner, slowly on his crutches. Yeah, over to just like a little chest. He kind of moves with one crutch and kind of flips it open. Goes to like bend over. I can't really. You want to get the shackles out of there?
I got it.
All
And
right.
Grimbo just lifts it up.
So these shackles are actually, they come directly from the prison up there. If you use a simple plane shifting spell, I think your friend Janglebones might be able to hook you up with that. Using these shackles, you should be able to go right there. Well,
Okay,
not
that's pretty
there,
good.
but to the plane in general.
No one knows better than Boss. He got out of there last time.
That I did. I got out of there last time. Sorry,
You seem
Carnival
to
of
get
Souls. Sorry, I get
Oh.
my holidays confused. It's a small town. Anyway. What was that?
You seem to get in a lot of the same trouble as Bartholomew. Perhaps you two are two birds of a feather.
I'm nothing like it.
Come now, a mad, questionably aligned wizard.
My alignment's pretty clear. I'm pretty evil.
yeah,
I'm only helping
I
you so I
mean-
can kill him myself.
right.
So is Bartholomew, really. Like, don't
Can-
have said that, but he's kind of evil.
Can we split him, Lemic? I want to kill him too.
Bartholomew or Limerick?
Bartholomew first.
What,
Should we? I suppose. But
I don't think that's gonna fly. I'm sorry, Selcress. I'm gonna have to.
All right, fine. You'll have
Maybe
to deal
next
with him. Okay, maybe
He'll come back. He always comes back.
he does.
Yeah. Anyway,
He's
so
like a
please leave me
roach.
alone. Gribbo. I actually hadn't packed anything. I figured you were gonna kill him.
I thought so too. I was
Yeah.
I was just about to. I can still kill him if I'm.
No, I
You know
mean
that
this
won't
is,
do anything, right? We'll just come back.
yeah.
hey, you were pretty close there, Grimbo, though.
Bartholomew's not here, so you won't.
Yeah, Bartholomew has a contingency built into the universe, so...
Oh,
Oh, that doesn't actually work when you die.
Oh, it doesn't.
No,
Hmm.
that's just the money.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys might really want to get him out. That way I can kill him later. Anyway, the point. Leave. Go away. Go ahead.
Alright.
You've got the shackles. Get out.
Okay.
Alright. Can you unfreeze our friend, by the way?
Yeah,
I can't do
unpetrify him.
that.
I can
Look
look
at
at
the
him.
beholder, dude.
You're a lich.
Huh?
Are you
Can't do
really not
anything.
that all powerful as Bartholomew?
My arms and leg are broken.
You don't need arms and legs to do magic, come on!
I'm a skeleton and my spine is shattered.
Well, you do
Fine.
need arms for somatic components.
You are literally magic! Your entire body is magic!
Let's just go, Kurogan.
I
Well,
can,
that's
New
okay.
lair.
I can look at him, but he's gonna petrify again as soon as I stop looking at him, and I can't hang out forever.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Shrimpo, why don't you go hang out with them for a little while and then help me pack
Let's
them?
go get Roger, I guess. Roger.
Nah, we're gonna have to notify Roger about all this.
Oh, Roger's not going to be around.
What do you mean?
Roger leaves every time around the Carnival of Souls.
What? He's going on vacation or something?
Oh yeah, every week or every
How
year.
is that irresponsible?
That's
Ah.
not cool.
I don't think anyone's ever told him something goes wrong.
So
Oh,
does-
last year was the first time.
He still doesn't
For
believe
sure.
that. Wow.
Anyway, come on, Grimbo, let's start packing up. Maybe we go someplace
Alright.
a little more tropical next time.
Levi, can you pick up
Yeah.
Fawkes? We gotta
don't
take
really-
it back.
I kind of liked the cold, but okay.
Actually, I have this
Grimbo.
great location for the both of you. And I start discussing locations with them.
Wait, what? You
Yeah,
what?
there's
For
a
vacations.
volcano there that's open right now.
Sounds pretty good.
Oh, I
you
remember
heard about
clearing
him.
that.
That was Jermemi. You remember him?
I think it's Gemery. Anyway, yeah, let's
Gemery.
go
I
there.
have bad
Let's
memory.
look at that place.
Yeah,
They
he
have
does
sharks.
So he'll probably be back next year. Gemery will.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well,
Oh well.
goodbye,
Bye.
everyone. And you guys walk out in a very anticlimactic, sort of casual goodbye with Lemick and Grimbo as you step
Please
out.
never come back.
All right.
Yeah,
See
sure.
you next
Don't
year.
worry,
I
Lynette,
don't,
we
I
won't
don't
kill you till
necessarily
next
share
year.
that. I don't necessarily share that sentiment. And
Thanks, Grimbo.
you guys
It was
walk
great
out.
meeting you, Grimbo.
Yep, goodbye. And you walk out of the building, and with that, you each earn 300 Bartholomew bucks and gain a point of experience.
So here's the thing.
Grimbo, I actually
As-
kind of like that Selcress. She's not too bad.
Yeah, she's definitely evil, like you,
Yeah.
like the daughter you never had.
So by the
All
time
right,
that we
don't go
all...
that far, buddy. You're getting a little carried away here. You know what she
Sorry,
does to her dad? She
I don't
turns him
think-
the last
oh,
one into a
no.
Dragoff.
I don't stay outside of the clown costume for that long. I kind of lose myself.
Yeah, you should really get back in costume. I'm not
Alright.
paying you to just stand around.
All right. That's the end of this adventure.
So as they exit, Kurogan looks over at Selcress. I was crossing my fingers the whole time.
So was I.
Was that not part of our, ranger stance for conversing to the enemy?
I mean,
It can be no.
I am the reddest ranger. All right, let's go tell Switch.
Switch is going to have a field day with this.
Oh
And as
yes.
you walk off into the sunset, your ranger costumes shine brightly as you just drag the stone body
Oh my God,
of
Jared, where'd
Fawkes
you get this?
behind them.
By the way, whose fortress is going to hold the statue of Fawkes Sakes until Bartholomew can deal with it?
I've got
Can-
the spot in Kurogan's.
Let's rock, paper, scissors over him.
That's worth the copyright
Okay.
infringement.
Absolutely, every time.
And with that, you guys walk off into the sunset. The Crimson Ranger, the Blood Orange Ranger, the Scarlet Ranger, and the Reddest Ranger, all as one unified friends forever. And with that, Jeremy, you want to go to the outro screen?
Absolutely.
All right.
I don't know where
Bye,
they
everyone.
Bye.